Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 150 of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, a.k.a. the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. Whoa, Nelly, we are at episode 150. Can you believe that? Those of you that are new to the project, we put out episodes of Verbal Graffiti every Monday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So 2 episodes per week, episode 150. So that's about a year and a half, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. I have not taken any breaks. And we are back from our suspension from YouTube. You may have noticed, if you're one of the few subscribers of Verbal Graffiti, that I have not been putting out content via YouTube the last 2 weeks. That is not my decision. That was YouTube's decision. They have suspended me for 2 weeks, so now I am able to re-upload videos. So we are back, and we're here. And every 50 episodes, as I promised, episode 50 a year ago, I said every 50 episodes I would do a behind the curtain, let you know the numbers, how we're doing viewership, growth-wise here at Verbal Graffiti, the metrics. Right? If you're in the business, I'll show you the metrics, or tell you the metrics. I won't be showing you because there are not many metrics to show, because they're not very high. At episode 100, Verbal Graffiti ceased to be a successful project, and at episode 150, we are in even more dire straits. So at episode, let's start with YouTube. Again, we're on all the social media platforms, and we are a podcast as well. So go check out Verbal Graffiti on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. We have yet to be suspended there. So at episode 50, Verbal Graffiti had 37 subscribers to our channel. At episode 100, we had 42 subscribers. And now at episode 150, I'll give you a few seconds to guess how many subscribers we currently have. 5, 4, 3, 2. We have at episode 150, we have 43 subscribers. 43. So in the last 50 episodes, we have gained uno new subscribers. That's pathetic. That is pitiful. We did have 44 subscribers, but then somebody de-subscribed or unsubscribed, I guess is the correct term to use. So yeah, so we had 44, but now we're down to 43, and we're up 1 since episode 100. So to gain 1 subscriber in 50 episodes without taking any breaks, I'm not joking when I say that Verbal Graffiti might be what adjective should I use? The least successful. That's too uplifting. This is a failing enterprise. 43 subscribers in 150 episodes it's concerning. Where do we go from here? I don't know. We are going to continue the project at least another 50 episodes. I am trying to do things to get more viewership to Verbal Graffiti. If you go to my channel, Verbal Graffiti, the 43 subscribers, and when I say I have 43 subscribers, that does not mean that we're getting 43 views per episode. My view count is it's still under 10 per episode average. And I've been doing some things to try to get more eyeballs. Up until maybe episode 140, at least on YouTube, I restricted who could watch Verbal Graffiti to anyone over the age of 18, because I do think this is adult content. I want to put it at XXS or XXX rated, maybe not even R-rated, but it's certainly, I don't really want a 12-year-old on YouTube to be watching my videos. I think maybe if you're 8th grade, 9th grade, 15 years old, I think that's probably about the appropriate age to be watching the type of content we put out here at Verbal Graffiti. But, this is for adult audiences only, and immature adult audiences only. So yeah, I've eliminated the restrictions on all my videos, so now they are all completely public. And I did that. I made those changes maybe 2 weeks ago, and immediately right after I did that, YouTube suspended me, and that might be one of the reasons why. So I'm kind of up in the air as to whether YouTube is gonna allow my videos and episodes when they're completely public without any restrictions on them. Hopefully so. If not, I'll have to move this to Rumble or maybe Pornhub or Vimeo or some other platform, or just put them at 1080 video quality on Instagram and TikTok, 4K on those platforms. Social media platforms, like the videos are too long and they don't allow 4K videos that, 30, 40-minute videos that are 4K, only 1080 HD or whatever the fuck it is. So, and I've also, if you go to my page, Verbal Graffiti, the last 10 episodes, I've been trying to do more with the thumbnails. I will be honest with you, the thumbnails, everyone on YouTube who gives, you put in the YouTube search bar, how do I get more views on YouTube? And everyone who puts out that type of content will tell you, you gotta pay attention to your thumbnails. You gotta make them attractive, attractive to the eye, sexy, not sexy in a sexy sense. They gotta be eye popping. They gotta catch your eye. And thumbnails, I get no artistic value from them. A thumbnail to me, like, I see people with amazing thumbnails on their channels, and good for them. But for me, it doesn't make my ball sack tingle at all. It doesn't get me chubby. It's just. Like this, I spent about a year thinking about what my backdrop, what the scene, what the studio of Verbal Graffiti should look like, and then probably another 6 months to collect all these raunchy novels to put back here, which they're not easy to get. These you gotta find them. They're hide and seek. You gotta find them somewhere online. And the lady I used to, all right, we're rambling. Anyway, the thumbnails. So I've been trying to put, instead of just writing the title underneath, I've been trying to put the title in the thumbnails so that when people scroll, it's like, oh, these are the 3 topics. And again, I get I'm just doing that for the viewers to try to bring more eyes. I'm playing the game. I am playing the content algorithm game. Clearly, a year and a half into this project, I have not mastered the algorithm. The algorithm, I don't even know if they know I exist or if they are actively suppressing our videos here at Verbal Graffiti. It's probably a combination of the two. So, making the videos public for everybody, even under the age of 18, and then also doing a little bit of work with the thumbnails. And I have started to get a few more views, and I think that those might be the 2. But then again, I also got suspended, so I don't know. I'm trying. I'm tinkering. I'm tinkering, and really, that's all I can do, because what else can the B-Man do? Should I change the format of Verbal Graffiti? Like, what else would I do? I don't want to do the gotcha videos. I don't want to watch other video content and then do reaction videos. That's out there. I know, and I do know a lot of people do Reddit. They use Reddit as a platform to talk. I'm not the only one pulling posts from Reddit to talk about. But I do think I'm the only one doing it in the sarcastic, dry, dirty sense of humor that I do it in. This is what I enjoy doing. I do enjoy creating the type of content I'm creating. I do realize that the dark sense of humor and the raunchiness and the crudeness of it, I'm never going to be on the top. I'm never going to be in the top of any search on YouTube or any Google, any platform. But I honestly believe that a year and a half in, I would be more successful than I currently am. And honestly, I'm probably less successful now than I was before we even started doing whatever the fuck this is here at Verbal Graffiti. And it's not much better on any of the other platforms. I was just looking at my RSS feed, which is like the website or the technology I use to shoot out the podcast to all the different platforms. And it gives me my metrics, and I am yet to reach 1,000 listens on all my podcasts combined. So that's 150 episodes. So that's easily less than 10 listens per podcast, which is probably, that is worse than my YouTube numbers. So I'm not having any success there. I just checked my TikTok metrics. TikTok's a weird, I'm averaging about, 75 views per episode. My metrics tell me for the past 60 days, so 2 months, all my metrics are down about 45% total. So again, I'm trending. It's almost impossible for me to be trending downward, but somehow I am. Like, I'm literally laying down on the ground, being kicked by the entertainment industry, from the social media, from whatever. And I was like, I'm huddled on the ground, being kicked by the authorities, being kicked on the bar fight. And somehow I keep getting lower and lower and lower. I'm down 45%. I'm getting maybe 3 likes at most per reel or short story that I put out. Same thing with Instagram. I rarely ever get over 200 views per reel that I put out. And those reels I put those out to try to, because I do think it'd be presumptuous of me to ask an audience, someone who does not know me, if you're watching this right now, to go, hey, I don't know who this John is. Well, hey, can you listen to an episode for 40 minutes, half an hour? That's very presumptuous of me. So, but those 30-second reels, I feel though that is something I can't ask of a stranger, or someone scrolling through social media, go, hey, this guy's got a 30-second video, and if you like that, here's the full episode. So that was a thought process I have behind those reels, and I am trying. Those reels every week, I try to do something a little different with at least one reel to try to just, pique my curiosity, or just have fun with it, and also maybe one of those tinkers that I do with those reels, maybe it gets in the algorithm and gets more views. As of yet, failure. Absolute failure. I'm literally, I would say I'm wasting my time, but I'm not. I think I'm actually much better at this than I was at episode 100. And to all the comedians that I'm friendly with, who have seen me do stand-up in Connecticut and New York and Jersey, a lot of them will tell me, like, hey, love your videos. And a big thing I get, or a big question I get, the B-Man gets from other comedians is, hey, do you use AI to make those videos? Which I view as a compliment. Like, if you're thinking AI is making all those reels for me, absolutely not. It's me. It's all my references, like movie references. I pull it from YouTube or TikTok, and I put it in my reel, and that's how I roll. It's all me. AI does the text, but the video and all that's me pulling all those clips for those reels. But yeah, it's almost like, I would say it's amusing, but it's not. It's almost amusing that I was getting so few views at episode 100 that it's almost amusing that I'm still trending downward when that's nearly impossible to do. It is discouraging, I will not lie. It is discouraging. I am a bit perplexed. It's not new where we're at now. I've been failing to become a known comedian. I actually think I am a very talented stand-up comedian, but I'm shitty at the business. I'm shitty at getting booked. To make money at stand-up, you got to be a known name, a known entity. And so for 12 plus years, I have continued to fail at becoming a known comedian. So maybe it should not be a surprise to me that this project, Verbal Graffiti, which is another comedic venture, is also a failure and has failed to find an audience, as did my written blog, satirical blog, After Times Expires, which I did for almost 3 years before my hands started hurting too much. That was also a failure. And actually, the numbers there were better than they are here at Verbal Graffiti, but still not enough to make any money. It was just a WordPress blog called After Times Expires. So every artistic venture that I've tried probably since 2011, 2012, it's been pitiful. It's been pitiful. But what else? I'm too far in at this point. We're 150 episodes, 12 years of stand-up comedy. As I mentioned last episode, I have a day job. And they just laid off, I don't know, between 50 and 100 people. And every new hire that gets made is from a country not named the United States of America. Our higher-ups have let us know that they are looking into AI. And my role is in like an assembly line. I pull information, put it in our database system, and I just keep doing that all day long for my shift. So there's clearly AI. Our company, the higher ups, they want the foreigners because I don't see the books like I do here at Verbal Graffiti, but I'm just making an assumption that they can hire the foreigners for a less wage than they have to do us Americans. So, the profit margin, it's better for the company, for us Americans, and those of us who were laid off. And thankfully, I was not one of those, shit out of luck. And so what I'm trying to get at here with my day job, it's like, well, it's an hourglass. The hourglass is turned over. I only have so much more time at that job before I'm either laid off, fired, AI, or they replace me with an employee from another country. So whether that's 6 months, a year, 3 years from now, an hourglass, it's imaginary, but it's there. So, once I lose that job, and I don't really have any other skills. My only other skills are being moderately amusing, having somewhat of a personality. Apparently, I've realized the last a year and a half, 150 episodes of Verbal Graffiti, that it might be I used to think it was an endearing personality, that I had a sparkle in my eye, that it might be it might be a personality that puts people off, that makes people want to change the channel, keep scrolling, not even pressing the button. Let's check this out for 30 seconds. So I'm kind of in the wilderness right now. This project, failure, absolute failure, Verbal Graffiti so far. I am having fun, though, making the videos, but I will not lie, it is discouraging every day. I look at the numbers and, it's like 20 views, 1 like, no comments. But hey, it's funny. It's that, well, it's not funny. There's always that, it's like that metaphor. Someone, like during the gold rush, the 49ers, you move out west, and there's that, I'm not sure who said, maybe it was Lincoln or something, but you just keep digging. You keep digging, and then people quit, and then they don't make any money. But the person who keeps digging, the person who keeps digging after everyone else quit finds gold because he or she didn't quit and becomes rich and successful and enjoys their life and the fruits of their labor. So I'm digging. But the problem is, like, I'm under the earth and there's nowhere else to put the dirt. So it's like, I'm throwing it up, but the dirt keeps coming up. And if I keep digging, it's almost like I'm going to drown or not drown, but suffocate to death. But I'm so far, I've dug so far. It reminds me of when I was a kid. I would go in my parents' backyard with a spoon and I'd tell my parents, I go, I'm going to dig the china. Right, so I get a little, spoon, wooden spoon, and I dig in our backyard and make a little hole. And I never got to China. Never got to China. I didn't even get to the root to the tree. I got maybe 6 inches, and then I was like, well, fuck this. I'll go play wiffle ball. But somehow with comedy, stand-up, verbal graffiti, I've dug so far that it's like I can't even get to the earth. But like I'm nowhere. I'm nowhere near China. I'm nowhere near success. So now I'm just like, well, what do I do now? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I change the format. I don't know. Learn more vocabulary words. Enrich my language. I can't change my sense of humor. My personality, I cannot change that. When a celebrity, and I'm not a celebrity, to be clearly 43 subscribers, 10 views at most per video, like that, I am not a celebrity. I'm speaking out loud here. So that when a celebrity has to apologize for an off-color comment or joke that they make, what always bothers me about that is, yeah, they could apologize for what they said, but that's still their sense of humor. Like if you tell a racial joke or a misogynist joke and you laugh at it, you can apologize for the joke, but you still have that personality or that sense of humor where you find whatever you said funny. Like you can't take the laugh back. So I got to be authentic to who I am. I mean, at this point, it's like if I gain success monetarily or viewership wise, altering my personality to that's not true to who I am at my core. Like I wouldn't enjoy that success or that viewership. I would feel like a sellout, and I don't want to be. I'd rather be a failure, utter failure, being me. Keeping it 100, as they say. As to then, change the format, keep it more PG-13, more pop culture, whatever, try to appease the algorithm. If I found success that way, I'd always have that ick to me. And I can't live like that. I can't. In my day job, I keep my mouth shut. I do my work. I have no passion for it. But I get paid. I'm able to survive. I'm able to buy some baseball cards, afford rent. Yeah, I get by. I keep my mouth shut. I give so I can get the money to survive. But I'm not willing to give who I am and this weird personality that I'm not willing to conceal that. For numbers, for viewership. I can't do that. So, we're stuck. 43 subscribers. I'm in the hole. I am in the hole, much further than 6 feet, but I'm still breathing. I ran 4 miles yesterday. So, be thankful for what you have. Right? I'm a failure stand-up. I'm a failure love life. A failure relationships, failure. I can't lift weights, so muscular-wise, I'm a failure. But I'm still able to run. I have a great family. I had a 4th of July last week at the beach with my brother's house. So I have a loving family. which I really do adore. And so, every passing year, I'm more thankful for the family I have and that I was born into, blessed to be part of. Uh, I'm able to run, stand up. I've met so many interesting people. Even this project, Verbal Graffiti. Every time I read a Reddit post, it makes me think about somebody else's situation and how fucked up their lives are, and what we could do to make their lives a little bit more. What's the word? Just not. I don't know. Just they're actually not listening to, because no one's listening. So someone's like, I'm not helping anybody on Reddit. It's just I'm almost helping myself, because I read situations other people in, and then I have to internally think about that. What would I do if I was in this person's situation? So like, I'm giving myself life advice. So that's what this project has given me. And I've also learned a lot of skills with editing videos and making movies, which I'll be making more of. I will not be putting them out on YouTube because they're a little NC-17, so I'm rambling now. But all right, we'll keep it going. Verbal Graffiti is a failure. Well, what the fuck, we just gonna keep rolling. Keep rolling. Limp Bizkit, better than Oasis. I said it. More importantly, I believe it. All right, moving along. This comes from that was pretty deep, huh? Maybe we'll only make this we'll only do one Reddit post, because that was a long opening, but I felt as though it had to be done. You know, we there's so much silliness and absurdity here at Verbal Graffiti, but every 50 episodes, I gotta be real with you and let you know that, hey, this ain't going so well here at Verbal Graffiti. So, hey, if you like an episode, share, like, subscribe, tell a friend, even if he's not an ex-convict. So, hey, we're just going to do one Reddit post for this episode, because originally I only wanted these episodes to be 15 to 20 minutes long. Somehow I just ramble, and they end up being 40 to 50 minutes long. So we're going to do one Reddit post, because right now we were at 27 minutes. So we will do one Reddit post, and then we will, continue reading A Salesman's Wife. If there's one thing, my takeaway from Verbal Graffiti is that I do not know how to read aloud, and I have not improved the last 150 episodes. So my reading skills, they're not gonna enhance. Right? They are what they are, and they are not getting better. Speaking wise, though, I think I am getting a little bit better. All right. Enough about me. Enough about the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. Let's go to the crazies on Reddit. This comes from the subreddit Ask HR. Religious sign off irk. Religious sign off irk. Okay. I had to put a state, but this is a universal question. No matter where you are, hypothetical question. We love those here. I'm not a very religious person. It really pushes my buttons when someone signs off, quote, have a blessed day, unquote. How much trouble would I be in if I signed my replies with, quote, Satan loves you, unquote? If HR wanted to talk to me, isn't that hypocritical? Worst, if they gave me crap while the other person got nothing, that would be religious persecution. I know the government only wants white Christian men to have jobs, but EOE is still in effect, right? Question mark. Well, in the opening of this episode, I did divulge that I do have a day job. That's what pays me. It allows me to live, get by. And I've now at this point, at age 41, there was a time when a younger B-man wanted to be a high school history teacher. And no, not because of the babes, because I just wanted summers off. I wanted summers off. I wanted to work 5 years and then become a principal, make six figures. And I thought that would be a pretty fun, easy, chill life. But No one would hire me. So I've been working in corporate America now 10 years, 10 plus years in corporate America. And I could tell you, Reddit poster, that white Christian men are not in demand with U.S. corporations and governments and academic institutions, especially the elite ones. We are not. If you look at management, all the managers I've had, and I have been entry level for 10 years. I've never gotten to management. I used to be there. Now I fuck people. I'm doing my own thing. I've yet to have a male heterosexual manager. All my managers that have been men have been homosexuals and women. I don't know their sexuality. So if you know anything about, if you've been following the hiring practices here in America the past 10, 15 plus years, it's marginalized people is what they want. White Christian men they will take, but they seek out the LGBTQT plus, women, marginalized people, white people. We still have it good, but we're not the ones we're not the ones they're clamoring for. Just go look at Harvard and Yale and who they want. DEI, it's a real thing. It is a real thing, but that's not your post. Well, this is about you. You're wrong with that. But on to you. You have to realize that you are the annoying person in your office, regardless of race, creed, religion, color. You oddly enough, you're the glue that keeps the office together. Because what everybody else, the thing that everybody else in your office has in common is despising you. They all talk shit about you behind your back. That's what I mean when I say you are the glue that keeps everybody sane in the office. And you got to realize, and it just from your tone, I get the sense that you'll never realize this, that there's this thing in offices all around the world called politics. Even you who work at just a shitty government job, you got to play the game. And you are not playing the game. If you're going to bring this to HR, like if you actually pull this stunt, right? You have the Virgin Mary in your office who's saying, God bless you on every email. If you combat that with a Satan loves you, who do you think? Right? Who do you think all the other people in the office, whose side are they going to take? Are they going to take the side of the Virgin Mary? Or the side of you, the one who's burning the stationery and condemning everybody to hell? Even the non-religious people are like, well, Satan? Like, fuck, like, I'll take the crazy religious zealot before I start siding with you. So do know that if you pull this stunt, HR will find a way to fire your ass. And I'm probably wasting my time giving you a response to this because you are going to be fired before the end of 2025. I can BG guarantee it because you are the rule of 11. If you've never heard of the rule of 11, I learned this when I was trying to become a teacher, that one out of every 11 people are a troublemaker. It's cause nonsense. It doesn't matter if you're in a classroom and you have 25 people, at least 2 of them, so 1 out of 11, 2 or 3 students are going to be the troublemakers, the one causing a ruckus. You go on a subway car in New York City, or you're on a train or a plane, 1 out of every 11 people, is not going to be looking down at their phone. You're just scrolling through X or Instagram or TikTok. There's going to be 1 out of every 11 people who's going to be getting in your face or spitting on people or playing music or playing music from their Bluetooth or starting a fight or showing their gun or just smelling like piss. Like 1 out of 11 people. Right? That's why I'm an advocate of capital punishment. Like we should, that 11th person, execution. We would have, it'd be such a more beautiful, safe, loving society if we could kill the people like you. If there was a guillotine in an HR office where we could do away with your head, but we can't do that. So they're going to fire your ass. So you got. I think it's prisons. Like if you're in a federal prison, they will give you certain exemptions if you're a Christian or Muslim or Jewish person. Like certain religions, you're allowed to pray and read and do things, for the practicing of that religion. But I'm pretty sure they don't allow Satanists to pray and to condemn people and to pray to Satan 5 times a day. And they don't allow prisoners to do that. So, and you think you're going to say Satan loves you in some government paper pushing job? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. If I was in HR, that's why I can't work in HR. Because the B-man, if I was an HR employee and you came to me with a Satan loves you on an email, get the fuck out. Get the fuck. Here's a cardboard box. I'm making it wet at the bottom. So when you're walking out with your belongings, it just falls to the ground and you gotta hold everything like this as you go down the elevator, never to be seen again. You're going to be fired. No, we are here. We find solutions here at Verbal Graffiti. So, since you're a lover of Satan, and how could you get back at this Virgin Mary? A few ways. You can be an adult, right? Just have a conversation with the Virgin Mary wine. We go, hey, I ain't religious, so stop throwing holy water on me. Just sign your emails. Thank you. Have a nice weekend like the rest of us. And if she gets all religious zealotry on you and starts saying prayers, just, fuck it. What you do is you monitor this bitch, right? You monitor the Virgin Mary and you find out her pooping schedule, right? Like it's coffee, late morning poop. You go in there right before she's about to poop because you've scouted out her schedule and just steal all the toilet paper. Like that episode of Seinfeld where Elaine Bettis did that. And then 3, what was the third? There was something else I said you could do. Yeah, you can just put a hex on her, but it doesn't matter. You are just one of those people. You are going to get fired from this job. And every job you have going forward, the HR department is going to get fed up with you and find an excuse to fire your Satan-loving ass. And I don't have sympathy for you, all right? I do not have any sympathy for you. Now, the Virgin Mary, who's putting, every email, hey, God bless you, have a good day. That's a little strange to be putting in a corporate or government email. So she could go fuck off too. Honestly, I hope your whole department gets fired, right? Whatever, dude, you're start a YouTube channel like the B-Man. Maybe that will work out for you. All right, moving along, let's continue reading A Salesman's Wife by John Lawrence, who is not 1 out of 11 people. Now, I would not expect, okay, boom, boom. All right, we are on atop of page 175. We will read 2 pages together, aloud. It's a full moon tonight, Pamela said, glancing toward the window. It's so beautiful. Yes, he replied. You know what they say about the full moon. What? She asked. It does strange things. It can bring out the worst in people and the best for people in love. Once again, they looked up deeply into each other's eyes, and finally, with a little cry, Pamela rose and embraced him tightly. Oh, how it feels to have my husband in my arms again, she thought, as she held his naked, muscular frame. She ran her hands eagerly over his broad back and shoulders, while they kissed with burning intensity, their mouths pressed together hungrily, their tongues mingling with hot passion. Suddenly, Pamela realized that despite the anguish and shame she had experienced. The Carlsbergs had taught her much in the ways of love. They had forced her to do things that terrified her, and as a result, she had definitely gained much erotic wisdom. For now that she had Alan in her arms again, the young bride found to her great delight that she was no longer frightened or ashamed to be holding his naked body. In fact, the opposite was true, for the more she held and caressed him, the more she wanted him. She desired him as she never had before, and her body began to tremble with passion. Alan tightened the embrace, and as he felt his wife's loving warmth envelop him, he too was ecstatic, for it seemed as if the change he had noticed in her was really there. She was responding to him sexually in ways that she had never done before. She was eager to touch his body. Happily, he slipped his hands under the silky nightgown and ran his fingers up and down her silky, tapered back. "Oh, baby," he whispered, "you feel so soft and nice." They kissed again, their bodies pressed tightly, and the desire rose between them with incredible urgency. They fell back on their wide bed, their hands excitedly exploring each other's throbbing bodies. For a moment, Alan moved away and quickly glanced down to admire the cream whiteness of her skin and the familiar dark hair and blue eyes that had always driven him wild with desire. Her large, firmly rounded breast gleamed provocatively in the bright moonlight, and as he watched, she cupped the smoothly rounded flesh of her hands, squeezing it softly, a warm smile playing on her ruby lips. "My darling," she whispered. "Oh, my darling." Oh man, he thought, she has changed. She really has. Go suck a fat one.